Episode 2 of the 2021 Blasters, a tradition unlike any, brother. Today, we completed all of the preliminary rounds last week. Today, we've got a matchup between Cabra and Rimshot. This is going to be 5 men. Cabra came here from, I think, actually, waiting December. They're going against a team which is a half running. And they're playing Rimshot today. My partner, me, again, you've got the announcing. I'm still in. My partner, Sven, I guess.
Doing good, Stu. You know, I'm excited here for the quarterfinals. This should be a good matchup. We still have the same difficult conditions, though, so it should be interesting to see what happens.
Correct. Green's running hard and fast, and we've got rainbows. So here we are. We're actually in Wake Forest, North Carolina, which is just outside of Raleigh and is not the home of Wake Forest University. We are at Lone Rider Brewery. We're drinking their fine ales. So here's our matchup. Kubb Cabra 1 and 3 on the day, 5 seed. Rimshot 3 and 2 in the 4 seed. There was really 4 teams that separated themselves. Rimshot knocked off DOS round 3. That is a very nice win on their part. And this is going to be best of 3. So here we go for the king toss. We've got Dan and Sean. Like Dan twisted.
There's the Cuz.
Hey, Cuz. How you doing? He's drinking.
Drinking local. Yeah, no, this is refreshing not to have Drew in this match.
I agree completely. It's about time.
Definitely. And this is the first we're seeing of Kubb Cabra today. This is Drew's typical teammate Sean playing with his wife Alicia. They're a good team. I mean, they can definitely go on runs, and we've seen it. Multiple times. They played. No, they didn't. They didn't play.
Oh, hold on a second. There's
confused.
Drew in the background. Always got to get in his camera time. Oh, jeez. So Drew and Sean have played as the Pillsbury Throw Boys in tournaments before. They play a lot of times at the Spring Fling together. Sean has also played in the Scuffle for the Shovel a couple years ago.
They played at the East Coast Championship together too in Charlotte.
Oh, and they are coming out on fire from 8.
Yeah, this is a nice round.
Yeah,
both picking up 1.
Yeah,
2 out of 4.
Wasn't really paying attention there. 2 for 4 though. That's good.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yep. And then on the other side, Rimshot, we've got Cousin Dave, which, as we all know, can go really hot or really cold. Never any telling. Or sometimes he mixes the two in one match, and he's playing with Dan Corey, who's out of Raleigh. Dan just started playing in April this year, but has really kind of he's played in quite a few tournaments here on the East Coast. He played in the East Coast Championship, he played in the PA Championship, and now he's playing in the Blasters, and he's kicking field goals left and right.
Yeah, this is a rough start here, but who do you like here, Stu? In this matchup, this is best of 3.
That's a tough one. I would, I think. Oh, there's an 8.
Needed that one.
Yeah, Sean can fill it up from 8. Dan can drill and blast with the best of them, and is decent from 8. So I'd give them a little bit of advantage because Dan can play from 8 as well as drill and blast. He's got a pretty good all around game. I'm going to go with Rimshot. I don't know. It's not a hard choice, It's not like yes, I'm convinced that Rimshot is going to take this, but I don't know. They probably win 6 out of 10, I'd say. Well, that was flying a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely been a slow start for Rimshot. I think based on
nice double by Sean.
Just based on the limited amount we've seen Sean drill here, it looks like Dan would have a decent drilling advantage, especially in these conditions. But
Yep.
they need to turn it around, especially Dan. Other than that, 8 hadn't hit much, so
Yeah.
he needs to start hitting.
Well, this pitch is pitch 3 to, I can't remember which one it is, but I've played on this pitch
Oh,
before when we were setting things up. This pitch is the hardest out of all of the pitches. Pitch 1 that we were on last week, hard as a rock. This one, hard as I don't know, diamonds. Is that what's harder than rocks?
yeah, I'd say diamonds are harder than rocks.
Yes. Well, there you go.
That was not the best drill in the world there.
No.
At least he came up with something short. There we go. That's a nice 2 for 2. Looks like they're splitting batons, which is a
Yep.
strategy I like. There's a nice shot by Cuz. See if they can get a couple 8s here. Now, if they're splitting batons, though, we're not going to see many meatloafs out of those
No.
two.
That's always a shame.
It is. I feel like you get denied of the loaf.
Yeah. Dan flew it a bit there himself.
Looks like it's stuck in his hand. It was a little flippy, too.
Yep. So I'd expect to see probably several of these guys competing in the Atlantic Kubb Tour this year. Just
Definitely.
spend a few minutes talking about that. So I was trying to think through this. We made the big announcement last episode about the Atlantic Kubb Tour next year, 2022. It's a season-long points battle that goes over the 5 big tournaments on the East Coast. We've got the Scuffle for the Shovel in January, the Spring Fling in March, the East Coast in June, the PA Championships in August, and then the Blasters here in October. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, Sven, you do a lot of scouting. I do a lot of scouting myself. Throw out some names there. Who do you think are the favorites to take the inaugural Atlantic Coupe Tour?
You're just like your cousin, putting me up
I know.
against the wall here.
That's right. I'm putting
You
you on the
know,
spot.
well, we saw, um, the Drew had kept the standings from last season, even though nobody knew about it, and we saw Mike Davis take the win, but Mike did play in every event. Now,
Yeah. So he gets
um,
Mike. Mike got a little advantage. Actually, Mike and Nick Bart. Oh,
oh, nice job.
Sean is coming out absolutely on fire for me,
Yes.
dropping them,
Well, that was a
dropping them.
great drill too by Sean.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic drill. Um,
Yeah, so the 2 people who played in all 5 events last year and were able to drop one of their scores were Nick Bartlett and Mike Davids, and I think their plans are to play all tournaments this year as well. So they're going to have an advantage, no doubt about that.
Definitely. And so and that's what you saw. I mean, they were first and tied for second. Now, also tied for second was Bob, who played in only 3 events, but he went first, second, first.
Yes,
So I mean, he was all he needed to do was start the engines and show up at one more event. He takes the win last season if they were doing it for real.
correct.
Get
So I
those
think
5 points and would do it. Now his schedule this season looks a little rough, mainly because at right now he's planning on directing the East Coast Championship again and the PA Championship. He's not planning on playing at PA, so he's only really planning on playing at the Scuffle 1v1, the Spring Fling, and the Blasters. Um, so I don't. I mean, I'd expect him to be very competitive in those 3, but I don't know that that's going to be enough, depending on what people that have 4 or 5 are going to do. Obviously his best defense would be to just keep winning, keep those
just
max points off the
just
board, but
win, baby.
just win, baby. Al Davis it. But
Yeah.
I I like the people that are going to show up for 4 or 5 to get the max points. So I think Davids is a good bet with Bartlett. I mean, those 2 obviously their distinguisher is going to be the 1v1. I expect Drew to play
Yeah. So let
probably
me
at
just
least
let me
4.
Yeah, let me just give you the standings, what the standings would have been last year. Sean with a little wood on wood there
Mm-hmm.
makes that one rough. Mike Davids Number one, Nick Bartlett, Bob Heikes, Drew Gander, Kyle Weekland. So Drew was helped out because he won the scuffle to start out things last year. But then in the East Coast, he just had a participation only with no finish, so only got
Hmm.
5 points there. Um,
Yeah, but he also couldn't bring his normal teammate. Sean couldn't go, so he was kind of put
correct,
in with a new guy who had never played. He had never played a tournament before, so I mean
correct.
that's tough. Um, and then so I mean even Dan too. You look at Dan is going to play a lot more this year than he did last. Last year Dan played East Coast Championship. He played PA Championship. He's playing here,
I was going to say after you went through the
and
after
also,
you went after
but
you went through the favorites, I was going to ask you for your dark horses, and I will tell you that. So I'm going to put my
nice
favorites.
shot by Alicia
Was
there.
a nice shot. Favorites, I'm going to go with Mike Davids. I'm going to go with Bob Heikes. I think the two of them will probably battle it out. Dark horses now. Dark horses. I'm going to put Dan Corey in that dark horse.
Hmm.
He's going to play quite a few of the tournaments, and we've seen his game is very good. Um,
It's only going to get better.
yep.
Guy puts in the work.
Sean with a nice clear there, pressure clear.
Well, he still left the advantage line on the
Oh,
penalty cube there.
yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that
Yeah,
one.
it's all right. We're deep in conversation about this Atlantic
That's
Coupe here.
right.
I don't disagree with you. I think cousin Dave is going to play quite a bit this year as well. I know he's planning on playing in the 1v1. He's planning on playing in the Spring Fling East Coast Championship. He'll play in PA. So then if he comes back
So
with
he might
blasters, he could get max points as far as 4.
so he might fill
Um,
it up. I think we
eh,
should call it, if you play in all five, it's called filling it up.
yep,
He
filling
might
it
fill
up.
it up.
So, and the only one that Drew potentially won't play in probably is going to be PA because it's always the same weekend or the same week as his kid's birthday.
Correct.
So that one he's never made it to, but he has, fatherhood and stuff to worry about,
Correct.
husbandry and fatherhood,
Yes.
which obviously all good excuses. Trump coup,
Yes.
um, but he should still get 4.
Yeah. So if
Some
you
of
want,
it does depend on
let's
too, like who your partners are. I mean, like
absolutely.
and also Joe Harbert's going to play. He played with Bob at Spring Fling. They're going to defend that. He'll. I don't know what he's doing for East Coast yet, whether he's going to
I
play
didn't
or not.
I didn't realize we were breaking some news here that Bob and Joe were going to team up again in the spring fling. That's a
Ah,
bit of news there, isn't
that
it?
that has to happen.
All
I
right.
mean, come on, you got to defend that. That was that was a fantastic day as well. They just came out and played well. So that one, they're definitely going to defend that championship. And then Joe, well, I expect him to play in PA. I don't know what he's doing for East Coast. Obviously, he'll be there. He's hosting the tournament. But whether or not he'll play is questionable. And then, you know, he may only get 3. So, I mean, if you're going to get 3, you pretty much have to win them to have a chance.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Now that's the other thing is there could be an interloper that maybe comes down for a few of the tournaments, and a ringer comes down for a few of the tournaments, takes a
Hmm.
couple wins. That's going to put them up the standings quite a bit.
Do you want to break some news? Do you know of anybody?
No, just I've reviewed the spreadsheet from
Mm-hmm.
the 2021 season, and yeah, there were some interlopers in there that came down,
Yeah.
had very high finishes. You do that a couple
Well,
times, you're going to be up there.
I can tell from my scouting knowledge and just from talking. How much I love spreadsheets,
Oh yeah,
Stu. I mean, it's a
yep.
Swedish thing, but um, I can tell you with fairly decent certainty um, that Adam is going to defend the East Coast Championship with Jesse Frame.
All right.
So I believe that will happen. They're looking to go back to back. We've never had it. We've never had a 2-time winner of the East Coast Championship, so that'll be. They're looking for the back to back. There's also a lot of talk of some pretty big teams for East Coast. I know Ethan Forney's been talking to Matt Green,
Oh boy,
so that's a
Ethan
big one.
Forney and Matt Green. That would
Hmm.
be a showstopper.
We're looking at that. For East Coast, kind of the goal is to get as many former champions to play as possible. So, if we get the defending champs back, we get Ethan. Cody will be there. I'm pretty much guaranteed he's not playing with Ethan though. They won in 2019. Um, Jake will play probably with Brian again. So Jake's 2020. Um, the only ones we'd be missing would be 2018. And we're trying to get at least one of the 2018 champs, Kevin Bachman and or Jesse Winkowski, to come down for that one. And then the only ones we'd be missing would be Brian Winnesdorfer and Chris Jones. So we're trying to get as many repeat champs out for this year in Maryland. We're looking for a big event. But yeah, dude, Rimshot needs to hit some eights.
I was going to
now.
say,
this is just
they got the clear with the advantage line, and now here they are, not hitting anything again.
Well, and Cabra has stalled out a little bit here.
They have
kind of stuck, and they just need to put pressure on them to flip this the other way, and they're just not doing it.
And I would say that this is where we're getting into the situation of the drilling conditions are making it difficult to clear the field cubes because they're just bouncing all over the place, and when you got to use 4 or whatever to clear your field cubes or 5, you're kind of in a tough position.
Yeah, so I mean, Adam did come for the spring fling. He was playing with some local Charlotte guys that they won the silver bracket there. They were on a good trajectory there, but lost in the first round, and then got sent to silver. But yeah, I mean, obviously these events are all open to anyone who wants to come, and I think Kyle Weekland's one that could definitely. He's on the East Coast. He could definitely get to a bunch. The issue with Kyle tends to be his day job.
Yes, I was gonna say working.
Yeah, making a living.
Yeah,
that always gets.
So interestingly enough, you say that, and Kyle would have finished 5th. So yeah, absolutely possible to play in just a few tournaments as long as you get good finishes.
Yeah, well, Kyle
right there
would have gotten what? He got 3rd at the Spring Fling. He got 3rd at the East Coast Championship, and he won PA.
Yep.
And that got him 5th place right there. I mean, if you get some of these guys that are high level players that can go bring it, you get in the right partners. Depending on the field, Kyle he was playing with his girlfriend Rebecca at Spring Fling, and we know who they beat for 3rd place. But then they.
Well, yes, I was gonna say yes. I'm familiar with who they beat.
But then he goes to East Coast with his brother Neil, and they took out Coop Stashes for 3rd there, and then he teamed up with the squirrel and the swan teamed up.
Yep.
Jake Levitt and Kyle Weekland for the PA championship, and
nice
avenged their loss.
Dan.
That was a great shot, and avenged their loss in 2019. So if he shows up one more and is able to podium, nice shot there by Cousin Dave. It's gonna be an advantage line meatloaf. I know it doesn't count, but
yeah.
He still has a shot at it.
Yep.
He wanted to step off.
Got called off.
He was going a little quick. He was rapid firing a little bit.
He does tend to be machine gun.
Nope. But still, they still picked up 2. Now this is going to put some pressure on Sean.
Put pressure on Sean and Alicia just because they still have that penalty coop that's out there.
He was almost looking at it like he's thinking about rescuing this thing, man. He's thinking about is he thinking about trying to rescue it, or what's he trying to do? He's having a talk here.
Yeah, they're talking some strategy.
You could get a good rescue today because it's so hard. You just crush it. They're switching sides.
I was gonna say this could be. I know Drew was looking at switching sides earlier because that side that Sean was drilling to is so hard that I know that a few teams have looked at switching it up and going the other way.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, and we'll see what Dan does on that side next game. I mean, Bob didn't have any problems with it, but or I
Oh,
would say he's not, he's definitely a higher level driller than, another
yeah.
penalty. So
We
that didn't work for him.
No. So
That kind of blew
we've
up
got a
his face a
whole
little
mess
bit.
of penalty coops here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and that's what cousin Dave and Dan had to do. They needed to get a couple of those cubes knocked off because just to put more pressure on them. I mean, in this
Yeah.
environment, they're going to put one behind the king, possibly. Yep. Which is, you run out of places to put them. I'd put another one all the way back, all the way back. That's fine. Whatever. It's like I'm on the field. What are
Yeah,
you gonna do?
they're spread out like
Yeah, they got two way back there. That because the other one's not a penalty technically. The one that's all the way to the right and up. That one he just, I think, clocked it off or just ran it up there. And those two misses aren't going to help either.
no, I think with only two baselines left, this game might be ending soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling that they've accepted their fate on this
Yeah, still
game.
had one more. Dan went to the Drew Gander School of Math on that one.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what it
He's been
is.
struggling all day. So I mean, it's just it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty cool just to see where we end up points wise. I mean, we
Yeah.
know where we ended up last year, and
Well, and I
yeah,
think it'll be cool as we go through the scenarios leading up to the Blasters to see how is this going to turn out and where do people need to. Looks like the Cuz went single here, and see where people need to finish in the last tournament to see how the
well, not
points
only
end up.
that. I mean, you never know too. Like, freaking.
Oh boy,
Oh,
what is
this isn't
going
gonna.
on here?
This is not gonna close this out. Best they can do is
No,
go baseline clear. Sometimes these shots get in players' heads, and it's a 4 meter shot. It should just be like hitting a single from the back, but sometimes it just gets in their heads, and they just can't hit them.
yeah,
But it'll be interesting too. Like you see, competitive guys like Bob and Kyle that you know might maybe Bob's like, hey, maybe I'll play in PA now
oh,
to get the fourth.
yeah, yeah,
Especially depending on how the first two go. Like,
it does.
if it goes down for the scuffle, does well. He's done well at the spring fling. Has won, I don't know, 3 or 4 straight there. So able to defend that championship, and then he's defending championship. Who knows? Like, it. He's always done well in PA, so it's maybe he's like, you know what, I'm gonna suit it up for this one, and
Yep.
see if I can get the extra points. It might be what he's saying there. So I mean, Kyle could do the same thing. Um, who knows? Maybe someone from the Midwest, has the same thought if they get 2 or 3, especially if they
Lots of
go to the East Coast.
possibilities. Lots and lots of possibilities there. So it should be
Yeah.
very interesting. Should be fun. I know word on the street is that Mike Davids is working on an Atlantic Kubb Cup
Nice.
that might make its debut at the Scuffle. We'll see.
Awesome.
But that was the word I heard.
Hey, a big factor here, Stu, is that Kubb that is behind the king. So
Yeah, you don't want to hit that.
well, you can't. So there are special rules here, as far as when you take that king shot. If you hit that Kubb in front, no matter what happens, if the Kubb goes in and the king goes down, whatever, if you touch that Kubb, you forfeit the shot. So you have to reset the Kubb, you forfeit the baton, and you have to take it again. So that's the danger at times of putting one behind the king is, you got to deal with that. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But it could,
Dan's gonna have 3 shots at it,
he
even
is.
if he has to.
But he's
burn
taking
one
an
of them.
odd angle.
Yeah, he's taking the angle.
But an odd angle. I would think he'd have more room coming towards the camera here.
Whoa.
See?
Yeah.
Looks like it's wide
Makes
open
you
on
think
this
a
side.
bit, doesn't it? There you
we
go.
got it.
Oh, stood it up. Stood
Straight
the baton
up in the air.
Yeah. How about that?
That
All
would.
right, so rim shot takes game one. Blasting, tough blasting. Oh,
Yes.
tough from 8 meters. 11%.
57% by Kubb Cabra though.
Yeah, Sean was on fire.
Alicia hit one
Seven.
too. Alicia
Yep.
hit one too.
Yeah, they started out 2 for 4, and yeah, and then they got into the problem with the penalty coup, and things went downhill from there. But really nice showing from 8. Um, and then, like we've talked about all day, Sean is still filling it up from 8. Yeah, just the drilling and the blasting has been very difficult all day long.
Yeah, I mean those numbers we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen a number other than that one game where Bob and Doug went 2.7. I think the best number we've seen blasting might be 1 or 1.5. Most of them are under 1
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. And that's really a function. It's not so much a function of the blasting; it's a function of the drilling conditions.
Agreed.
And then, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, a double! A
Sean
double,
blocked
doubled it up. Sean was in the way, but
Great
how about
play.
that? Picks up the field cube and then the baseline as well.
And
Dan,
Sean also blocked a great reaction by Dan and cousin Dave there, unfortunately.
I heard it come through my headphones. It was Cuz was very fired up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I guess when you're going when you're hitting 8 meters at a pretty cold 11%, you got to get them any way you can.
Well, and as we said in the preliminary rounds there, that with these hard conditions, that can definitely happen.
Yep.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more of them actually, especially on those singles at 4. It's just ripe for it.
Correct.
Drew almost had one in the last qualification round. It was close.
Yep. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen more. Runners, long doubles. I mean, I get long doubles are hard, but this would be an example of one. You would figure you could get a tumble on there and might be able to pick something up. Not something you could count on, but something that you can do every once in a while.
That was close. Just short.
Yeah, that was just gripped at the last second and flipped over.
Wow,
there you
nice
go.
Shot.
Picks one up.
So, I mean, 8 meters is not their problem. Their problem is definitely a drill, and the 4-meter efficiency is lacking. If they could just put together a couple decent drills and hit them, I think they could get in game 3 pretty easily.
Yep. A little bit of a tumble. Oh yeah, so
we deal with some camera freeze here.
Oh well.
I think my internet's out. I don't know.
Well, I still got it. Oh, Dan hit the post.
Yep.
Now he's gonna pull it. Here's a playing tip for everybody out there. Pull the post. Pull the post before you throw your shot, as opposed to after you already hit it. It's just that's a free tip for everybody out there.
I mean, if they're gonna allow you to pull the post and you think it's in the way, I pull it. Plus, pulling the post also gives you a better angle to cut that coup back to the center, which maybe you could double something off if the post blocks a lot of that.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Rim shot just shot that whole turn. It's shot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
shot
one
something.
in play. Yeah, Kubb Cabra can essentially finish it off right here. Now, if I were Sean, I might go there. Yeah, I might go more towards the middle, since you're already, you're already without a
I'd stick
Kubb
it
over there
on the other side of the king.
Yeah.
See if you can get a runner here. But that a lot of that stuff too is just that's why they call it Viking chess. I mean, you gotta be thinking moves ahead.
Yeah.
And Are the numbers, the probability there that that's going to happen? No, but in that case, it pretty much couldn't happen. So at least you got to give it a chance. I mean, going for it and missing everything I've seen that happen multiple times, and you don't want to do that, but at least give it a shot. So now they are out of the red zone. They can go
Yes.
baseline clear here if Sean can go 3 for 3,
Oh,
which, whew,
kissed it. Nice.
barely squeezed that one down.
They don't ask how, they ask if it went down or not.
Mm-hmm.
There you
There's
go.
a nice
Sean goes
turn.
single, single, single to clear baseline. And
So that was a situation too where you look at strategy wise. All right, if I'm Sean, right, I let Alicia take that single, and then I call her off. She'd have 2 king shots.
it's probably not a bad idea at all.
I mean, you have to know your partner's strengths and weaknesses, and you know, give it a chance. Stay in the red zone as long as you can.
Yep, I get it. Well, let's see the rim shot. If they're not going to hit their field cubes any better than they did last time, they might as well pack it in right now because this one's going to be over. But they can certainly clear this too, which would put Kubb Cabra back behind the 8 ball. Dan electing not to pull the pin again.
Yeah, it's a questionable strategy.
Yeah, now Cuz has to go double, and that's a nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of dust. Oh, and it's more dust. Whew.
Oh, now.
Oh, there's still one left. Oh,
one left, but I mean,
yeah,
it's gonna need
picked up
a
single.
lot to get that double.
Yeah. So Kubb Cabra only 3 in play and an advantage line. This one appears like it's going to end right here.
I would agree. It should. I mean, even if he gets really loose with this drill, it should still end. Which wow, Dave. Did Dave kick that one back in?
Yeah, that was a kick save and a beauty there.
Oh no!
Is that short?
Penalty? I don't know.
Nah, it looks like it's in.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do is
absolutely
throw a penalty on an advantage line like that. It's just deflating.
Yes. Oh, look at Sean is doing.
He's Wolverine, just like Bartlett.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oof.
All right. These shots are not as easy as one would think.
Yeah. Well, I think they've got it. That leaves them 2 king shots.
Well, yeah, they each have one, but he had 4 batons for some reason. So I was confused there for a second. I'm like, he's not taking 4, is he? Oh boy. All right, come on now. Let's close this out.
We got to concentrate here. There you go. All right.
Nice. Going to game 3.
Kubb Cabra ties it up with their stellar 8-meter play. Where they have been on point this entire match so far. 55%. Yeah, blasting is just for both teams. And then rim shot never got an 8-meter shot that entire time. They're still 9%.
Well, they had to start it. They started 0 for 2 or 1 for 2, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I feel like there was 1 cube in play for the maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might be getting confused.
It might have taken them. Who knows? The stats department. There.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, they could be out to lunch sometimes.
Yep.
So game 3 of the quarterfinal. Winner of this game goes.
Whoa! Alicia just threw before he grouped the cube out. Probably gonna give her that one back.
Oopsie daisy.
Whoops.
Hey, have I said that everybody's been enjoying some Lone Rider beer today? that happens sometimes.
It does. Kubb at a brewery, you never know.
Yeah. So the winner of this game moves on to the semifinals, and they will be playing the number 1 seed Das Kubb in that semifinal matchup.
Yep.
And you could see Nick and Mike in the background there keeping things loose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, guys. This isn't the time to go cold for mate. Oh, there you go. That was a nice one.
Mm-hmm. So I was wrong. Yeah, this is the quarterfinals. Sorry,
Yep.
I was getting confused. But yeah.
As
So this
as
is the last quarterfinal that's still going on.
yes, as the Cuz was just handing the Cougs to Dan, Cuz said, "We need a big turn here, buddy."
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's like,
So at this point, then we should know what the other semifinal is,
yes.
right?
So this, yeah, the other semifinal is the Yarmir Loggers going up against Boats and Hose.
Yes.
So we've got a 2-3 matchup there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this will be a minor upset. I really did feel that in qualification, for the most part, these top four seeds had somewhat separated themselves. With a close fifth here, kind of clipping at their heels, but a nice move by Davids
Yeah, that
avoiding
was
that baton. He's like a
that
ninja
could have
back
been
there.
that was that was a vasectomy waiting to happen
Woo!
right there. Oh, oh. Cuz is getting pumped up. Just yelled, "I can't hit anything."
Yeah, it is. It's getting a little cracking cold out here.
It is. It is.
I mean, this isn't a 4 for 40 streak, but it's pretty
It's
icy
yeah, only because they haven't thrown 40 yet.
yet. I hope they end up throwing 40. That
Yeah,
would be ridiculous. Nice
if they
shot
end
by
up,
Alicia.
yeah, that was almost a double. If they end up throwing 40, I might need to take a nap here in a few minutes. Oh,
Oh, she
nice,
clears
nice
it.
clear.
Well done.
Single,
Gonna put
single clear.
Sean in position for a possible meatloaf.
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
and
she
kiss
kissed
the
it.
8 too.
Yep, gave it a little smooch.
Yep. And that was a nice clear because that was both of those were at a bit of an awkward distance.
Mm-hmm. All right, needs one.
Oh, that was
Nice,
a perfect throw, just
yeah,
off though.
nice rotation on that one.
Now, Sean, when he plays with Drew as the Pillsbury throw boy, Sean is the 8-meter guy
Okay.
for that team. So, it's not unheard of for Sean to be playing well from 8 meters. But 50%, he's been just pounding them so far.
Oh, Alicia's chipped in.
Yep,
Don't shortchange her.
absolutely,
She's definitely chipped in a
absolutely.
couple of those.
Yep.
All right, looks like a decent drill. A little bit of an angle here. See if Cuz can hit something.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's corner facing just a little bit, but it looks like there might be a double there,
Well,
unless you
now
just
when you airmail it,
yeah, I was
there
gonna
he
like,
is.
unless you just sail it over the top. Yeah, I hear you. I
Yeah,
know.
we know, Cuz it's time
Ah,
to start hitting something.
Dan picks up the double after 2 sails. I think the frustration is building for rim shot here.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a part of the game too. You have to be able to work through it.
There's
There you got
there's
one.
a double. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, I said there's a double. There's an 8.
8.
I'm hearing Dave in my ear. He's got some choice things to say. He's got more choice things to say.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm glad we've got sensors on this broadcast.
Mhm. These conditions are tough.
Yeah, they will make anyone frustrated.
I can't say that I've seen Sean drill much over the years, but you know, He's has
Oh,
enough
nice double.
nice double by Alicia. He has enough experience that on good conditions.
Good
I would
clear.
expect him to be a little bit tighter than this. But I mean, this is just so difficult.
It's just brutal. Yes. Oh, nice
Nice.
turn by Alicia. Double single 8.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So Pillsbury Throwboys. Usually Drew drills and blasts, and then Sean is the 8 guy.
And if Sean hadn't cooled off from 8 meters, this would be over.
Yeah.
If he had been able to continue his momentum from the first 2 games with Alicia chipping in here, both from blasting and from 8 meters. I think. Oh
Whoa.
man, he hit the post on that, or what happened?
No, I think that was a rock or something. It looked like it just took off.
Wow. All right.
Now he's gotten it back together. There he goes. Yeah. Yeah, I think he hit a rock or something over there.
Whew.
Some concrete from the old go-kart track.
Yeah. Oh boy. He's frustrated. It's a tough double. Didn't get it.
Oh,
You're not going to get it when you hit that flush, cuz. There we go.
And now he's got to go single. Oh boy.
Oh, pressure clear.
Yep, pressure clear for Dan.
Got it.
Nice pressure clear. I thought Dan had already threw all 3, so I thought they were giving up an advantage line.
No, they're trying to split. He was trying to save one for 8 if he could get one.
That looks like it's in, if you ask me.
Yeah, that one's right on the corner. He might have hit that other one in.
Looks like what he's trying to do almost.
Uh-huh.
That's good.
Yeah, looks good. Nope, that's short, so he needs that one where it was, just up front, not there.
Yeah. Well, at least it's in. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Looks like it was out the other way. All right.
This
looks like that post. First thing I would do is take that post out right there. It looks like Alicia's going for the
long double.
Long double, yeah.
Just a tough shot.
Oh. Well, at least he got a single.
But now it's going to take 3 singles unless he gets lucky here.
Oh, he's got to have a crazy shot.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Oh, it walked! Kissed it and it walked!
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Now Dan's blocking us.
Yeah.
Looks like he got a nice Hopkins Farm Brewery shirt on, though.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So
he visited the gift shop while he was at East Coast Championship, so that's nice. Which leads me to believe they should have had East Coast Championship shirts for sale this year. I think in 2022 that is the plan.
I took home some beer from Hopkins Farm Brewery as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I gave it.
Did you get some actual like cans that they have, or did you get a growler? Yeah,
I got cans.
Nice.
I purchased a bouquet of different types of beer. Oh, a sampler. Maybe that's the better word.
I like bouquet.
Bouquet of beers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baseline clear. King shot to move on to the semis. Oh, and he doinked it. He doinked it.
And Dave just thinks it's the funniest thing he's seen.
Yeah, Dave, Mr. Doinkin on the King, thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever seen because he didn't do it. Yeah.
He's like, oh, thank God it's not me. He won't stop.
Yeah.
He's like, I missed 2 of those at the PA Championship. Lost us to semifinals.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, how about that? Yeah. That was
Wasn't so
probably
funny then, was it, Dan?
yeah. That was probably my favorite Kubb reaction ever. He
Oh, it
just
was
fell
brutal.
to his knees. Oh boy, I think that's short.
He
That
fell to
might
his
be. Yeah,
knees a
that's a
couple
penalty.
times in that match. That was
Oh,
brutal.
it was just fantastic.
Painful to watch, but
It was painful to watch, and yeah, it was good stuff though. Good
always.
stuff.
That's the drama that only Coop can provide.
Cruel is a mysterious beast at times,
Mm,
and in that match, oh boy, it was true right there.
yeah. I don't think Bob started playing well till he missed those kings. Before that, it was ugly.
Yeah.
Firing him up or something. Wake
Oh,
up call.
oh,
All
nice
right, that's
double.
a nice
Nice
double.
double.
It would be huge for them to at least clear these two. If, it make them beat. I guess three. Make them beat you from the back. Oh,
Oh, there's one.
that
That
was
was that was
fortunate.
tricky.
Ow,
Oh, now he needs the double.
this is a tough double.
Oh, he
Yes,
got it. Nice double.
that's massive. So I mean, that advantage line with that penalty
Isn't
isn't the
much.
best.
Yep.
And so they're at what 6 in play.
Yep. So if they got 5 to knock down, if Dan goes a little loose here, which as we've
Well,
seen all day is absolutely possible in
and
these
if you're
conditions.
Sean and Alicia, you're hoping for a penalty because that's your saving grace.
Agree.
It's a lifeline,
Oh,
and that's almost one. It's just, whew. It's either he nails it or he doesn't,
yeah.
and there's
That's
nothing in
it.
between on these conditions. It's either you better hit it perfect, and if you don't, who knows? And that's going to be a retoss. All right, you got
That's one
4 good
retoss.
ones.
See how
One,
aggressive he gets.
yeah.
I'd probably
I
be.
wouldn't be too aggressive.
No, absolutely not. Oh,
He
he was
was
aggressive,
very
and it
aggressive.
paid off. That
Oh,
paid off. Wow,
that
that is a
was.
really nice drill, even with that one that was a bit loose.
And
This
sometimes
pile right
in
here
these
is.
conditions, even when you don't intend to be aggressive, they take off. I
Yeah.
mean, that one he had a nice wall built up and he needed it.
So 5 in play, 4 real close to each other. Potential for a
Well,
quad there.
six in play. That's 5
Oh,
real
6
close
in
to
play.
each other. And Dave.
Oh, well, how about that?
That's nasty blasty.
That was a nasty blasty. What a clear by Cousin
Yeah,
Dave.
and that's what we know they're capable of.
Yep.
Dan doesn't even get redemption.
Wow.
There we
Wow.
go. Well done.
Cuz just ripped it up on that last turn.
Took control.
Absolutely took control. He even got a nasty blasty by the voters with an advantage line. So, well, Rimshot ends up 15% and yet somehow still pulls it off. Blast at 0.7 each. Rough. Yeah, so I think the story with that one, Cabra fell to 38% after being in the 50s for the first 2 games from 8. So they went a bit cold. And Rimshot was able to take advantage of it.
Yep.
So Rimshot will be moving on to the semifinals to face Das Kubb right there.
Yep.
They look like they're ready. And that's the matchup we're going to have next week. We're going to have semifinal matchups next week. We're going to have the Narmir Loggers facing off in a 2 out of 3 against Boots and Hose. And in the other semifinal, we are going to have Rimshot taking on Das Kubb. And the winner will go on to play in the finals and compete for those green jackets, which this tournament is known for. Yeah, so good match. I thought it was a good match. Even play and some nice shots in there.
Conditions are tough out here, Stu.
Absolutely.
We've seen them come into play in almost every single match we've seen so far. The only ones that so far that really overcome it was Boats and Hose had a fantastic game, but see if they can sustain that in these conditions. It's going to be tough.
Absolutely, I agree. So, well, we'll see you. Well, thanks for everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week for the semifinals. Bazooka!